Okay, so it starts the stream and it did have the updated date that I put in.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to end it, or do you need to do it a test?
No,
Okay.
we can keep going if you want to.
No,
Or you like it, like to start.
well, what time is it's all? What time is it now?
Or 51.
Okay, so we'll just keep it going then. tradition is that the bell is the voice of the Buddha. Pure, beautiful, and what some of us here in the United States really like, it's non-discriminatory. That is, it doesn't care how you look, who you are. The bell is the same to all of us. So like the words of the Buddha. Regardless, thanks so much for coming today, and I hope you enjoy this service.
Good to see everyone. I see Claudia has joined us, as always, Coyote. So thank you very much for coming today. I hope everyone had a wonderful time with family and friends on Thursday and kind of extended it through this weekend. So it's great to see everyone. Today it's considered a family Dharma service, so we don't have a certified minister's assistant leading the service today, but we are glad to have minister's assistant Bill Teague chairing and officiating, so thank you. We will begin this morning's service with the sutra chanting of the Sanbutsuge. It can be found on page 44 in your service book. The sutra is often called the Praise to the Buddha, and it's from the larger sutra and repeats the words of the Bodhisattva Dharmakara.
Thank you, Nancy. And today we're going to do something only a little bit different. We will get back to the beginning of the sutra, but could you turn to page 55 before we start the sutra properly? And we're going to go ahead and read the English translation at the bottom of the page together. So there's just 4 lines. You'll recognize this from the end of most of the sutras we do, but it reminds us that we chant the sutras not for ourselves, but for everybody. So please read with me together at the word may. May this merit virtue be shared equally with all beings. May we all together awaken the Bodhi mind and be born in the realm of serenity and joy. So now we'll go ahead and pay our respects to the Sutra book. And let's go back to the beginning. On page 44. Ko gengi gi ijin mugoku nyoze en myo muyo tosha nichi ga mani shoko en yo kai shin onpei yu nyaku ju moku yorai yogen chose murin shogaku daion koru jippo kaimon shojin san mai chie itoku muryo shusho keu jintai zennen shobutsu hokai gujin jin no kugo gai tai mumyoku yoku nu se son yomu nin no shi shi jin toku muryo kukun kodai chi e jimyo komyo iso shindo daisen ganga sabun zai shou kado shoji mi fu gedan fu se shoi kai nin shojin nyoze samai chi e igo go se toku butn fu gyo shigan isai kuku isadayam keshi ubutn yaku sen yokunan muryo daisho shunyo goja kuyo isai shio shobutn funyo gudo kensho fu gyaku hin yogo ja shobutn sekai shufu kage mushu sendo komyo shisho hen shisho koku nyoze shoji ni jinan yo Kasabun yokudo daiichi go shukimyo dojo chozen koku nyo nayo nimuto so gato I mean do dan isai jippo raisho shinetsu shoujo ito ga koku keraku amo 公文神明税が神書本願法医力少々欲事法生尊知恵無限上領主言知が信行軽量心思食読中画行所持人十不敬ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性さ煩悩大師往生安楽。And please join me in reciting the name of Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I realize I spend half my time apologizing up here because I keep forgetting things. Bill Teague is a certified minister assistant. He is just not an ordained minister. And also it's Carlos. And I'm sorry, my memory is getting bad. Could everyone please rise for the recitation of the Golden Chain? It can be found on page 90 in your service book. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. You may be seated. Bill Teague will now share a Dharma message.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you again for coming today. It's nice to see so many people. I hope everybody had a very pleasant Thanksgiving and that this extended weekend for most of us was one without too much stress. We wanted to go ahead and make this a chance to relax and recharge. So before anything else, you have permission to be relaxed and go ahead, and if you want to go ahead and get some kinks out. We're not going to do calisthenics, don't worry, but just go ahead and then take a nice deep breath. So today's Dharma message is brought to you by the number 45. And that's because 45 degrees is really important in temple etiquette. So for the youth here and the adults, we adults get more out of the Dharma school messages maybe even than the Dharma school students. But there are many ways to go ahead and enter a temple, and from my personal point of view, none of them is wrong. This is the tradition of come as you are. If your intent is good, that's fine. But over time, there is a kind of etiquette that's nice to know about, and the kids already do a really good job. But I wanted to talk to them just a little bit, talk to you just a little bit about 45 degrees. But first, when you enter the Hondo, what foot do you start off on? You only have two choices. Go ahead. Left. Thank you. You guys see, you were listening all along, or you knew it already. And then when you exit, when you enter, you bow slightly, and then when you exit, you bow slightly, and then towards the Buddha. And then when you put a foot, before you turn around, you put one foot behind you. Which foot? Right. Well, you guys are all right. That's great. And if you have to remember anything, maybe sometimes you've heard the military drill sergeants go left, right, left, right. So left is the way you start out coming into the temple. Right is the way you leave. And the idea is that we leave on the right foot because that in some ways is associated with the Buddha, so maybe we got something out of it. But from my point of view, I wanted to let you folks know that when you come into the temple and bow slightly, you're saying hello to the Buddha. Hello, Buddha. Happy to be here. Good to see you. And the bow that we do at that time is a slight bow, maybe 5 degrees or so. So I'm going to go ahead and turn to the side so you can see that. So here's the slight bow on entering the temple. Okay, then proceed with your left foot. And the same thing holds true when you leave. Slight bow and right foot behind you. So hello, Buddha. Goodbye, Buddha. That's what's happening. And then we also get a chance often to pay our respects in front of the shrine. If we're offering incense, that's nice too. Today we decided to let you offer incense if you'd like. We've got the windows open, and I think it'll be okay. People are wearing masks. I took mine off so you can hear me, but I'm further away from you, so I think it's okay. But what do I mean about this Dharma talk being brought by the number 45? Well, it has to do with 45 degrees. So first off, when you put your hands together in Gasho, you've already got 45 degrees. This is a 45-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle, 45, 180, 360. This is a 45-degree angle. So it's just halfway between parallel with the floor and straight up and down. And then it's important when you also bow in front of the shrine in this way because it's a deep bow. So if you approach the shrine to offer incense, you'd make a slight bow and come forward, left foot. And then a little closer to the incense burner, we're burning incense today, take a little pinch of incense, put it in, and then put your hands together in Gasho. And you may want to recite Buddha's name. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. And then go ahead and make a deep bow before you go. So what was a 45-degree angle here now is parallel with the floor. So you pivot at the hip, parallel to the floor, come back up, take a slight step back, and then a slight bow. Okay? So you have two bows you only have to worry about here. One is the slight bow, and one is the deep bow, and you only have to worry about the deep bow when you're paying your respects in front of the shrine. So that's pretty good, huh? Pretty easy. So those of you who were able to come last time or watch it on live stream or watch the video, my good friend Yukari talked about the concho being rung backstage. So Brevin and I are putting our hands together. We hope, if not next Sunday, but at another simple Dharma service, we'll go ahead and be able to live stream that, maybe even show it on the TV screen so you can see it. It's pretty interesting because the bell doesn't look anything like this bell. This is a bell that's used for certain sutras more normally, but it's also very convenient right now because certified minister's assistants and the other minister's assistants are not encouraged to go upstairs, up the level to the onaijin and hit the big black bell that has such a beautiful sound. Bong. And that's because it's a very delicate bell. And our ordained ministers, Reverend Noriko, Reverend Laverne, Reverend Smitty, have gotten special training on how to hit the bell just right. Just right. So sometimes it's convenient for us in leading sutras down here to go ahead and have a bell as well. But I did want to show you a few things about the bell backstage, if I could. Give me 1 second. First off, it's very traditional to use a wooden mallet. So we have a whole selection of wooden mallets. So whoever's ringing the bell can find one they like the weight of, they like the look of, or maybe it has special meaning because most of these mallets were made by members of the temple. You know, you didn't go down to the hardware store and buy a wooden mallet. So can you imagine somebody was nice enough to make these and they look handmade? This isn't turned on a lathe. This doesn't come from a factory. And then over time, the ends get really frayed. If no one has helped to restore them for a year or two, then there's all kinds of splinters on the outside. So again, one of the members of the Sangha takes a belt sander and smooths it all down, makes it new. Isn't that nice? Now I wanted to show you one more thing before we finish. This is the most important piece of equipment. It used to be the case that ministers in our tradition would go deaf even earlier than the rest of us because of that loud bell. So you may have seen people, if you've had the fortunate experience of going on an airplane, maybe you've seen the air traffic controllers, the folks on the ground, giving signals, but they're always wearing ear protection. So now, for the last 30 or 40 years, our tradition makes sure our bell ringers get ear protection. So it helps us all, and it means that we can continue to enjoy the bell. And I hope that in a few weeks' time, we'll even be able to show you the bell ringing. And I should tell you ahead of time, if you come to the New Year's Eve service, I believe it's around 7 o'clock. It'll be in the December Busse script or Kaiho or newsletter. And everyone gets a chance to ring the bell. We get to ring in the new year. So I hope you can join us then. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Please put your hands together in Gasho. Join me in reciting one of Buddha's many names. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Samanda. Samanda. Thank you. Don't forget the number 45.
Thank you, Bill, for your great message. I have to admit, when he said he was going to speak on number 45, I was thinking, is that a Charger player? Is Padres, who's that player? I just don't know number 45. So he provided explanation for all of us today. We will now recite our pledge, and that can be found in your, as an insert in your service book. I'm hoping it's there. It should be in the middle of the service book, or, yes. Yeah, Aaron found it. So. Our pledge was written by Gomonshu Otani Kojun. Shall we recite together? Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. At this time, do we have any announcements?
Mochitsuki is coming up. You need to get orders in soon if you want to get a package of mochi, which will be approximately 1 pound. White Elephant Shop will be open. We have a ton of designer purses, as Laverne can tell you. She looked through them already. And there's jewelry, there's craft supplies, handmade items, and lots of other stuff. I don't know if Joyce is going to be doing an Obon again shop. If not, maybe I'll have a few little Japanese-style knickknacks, and possibly there'll be plants. But big announcement, though, is our first load of donations to Streets of Hope is going out today, thanks to Mr. Brian, wherever he ended up. There he is. He brought his truck specially, and if you have more, we will be doing at least one more trip to drop off donations. So until the 18th, you can still donate for this, and we will have some more boxes out during Mochitsuki. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Hi. After the service, I'll be leading adult discussion after the service. And we're going to go over commonly used Japanese word at the temple. So if you are new to Buddhist Temple of San Diego, please come and check them out, what kind of Japanese words we're using at the temple. And if you are not new, please come anyway and help me with that discussion. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I just wanted to thank everyone for their support of the BWA. The Maki Sushi was a success, and the brittle sale, appreciate everybody's order. We still have some small bags of brittle available. For me, it came out real handy when people came over for Thanksgiving. I could just give them a bag of brittle. So thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anne. I am helping Laura Yoshida with the New Year's party, which will be on Sunday, January 15th, and it will be following the Ho'onko service. And we have the online order forms and also paper order forms if you'd rather use that to turn it in. And we are having bentos ordered from Ichiban restaurant, both regular and vegetarian, and then also Kentucky Fried Chicken. So that will be at noon on Sunday, January 15th. Please see me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Katie announced about Mochitsuki. Yes, Mochitsuki Day will be on Sunday, the December 11th. And there won't be a service that day because we'll be busy out in the parking lot making mochi, which is the rice cakes for the new year. This picture is kind of gives you an idea of what mochitsuki is all about. We steam the rice, we pound it, we make it into these little bite-sized mochi cakes, and we'll be it'll be a fun day of making mochi for the new year. If you haven't ordered your mochi, you could do so today. It's $6 per package, and for the two-piece kasane for your home obutsudan, it'll be $10. So you can put in your order today, and you know we can use a lot of help on that Mochitsuki Sunday. So come on out, you know, Dharma school students, bring your parents, your grandparents, you know, everybody come out to help for a day of making mochi. And then, yeah, it'll be a fun day. We haven't done Mochitsuki since 2019, so it'll be good to return to having Mochitsuki. Next Sunday is our Bodhi Day service, and Bodhi Day is the day that Buddha Siddhartha Gautama became enlightened as the Buddha, historical Buddha. And our guest speaker for that day will be Reverend Koe Amy Umezu from the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple. So please come out for that service on Sunday, December 4th at 10 a.m. And then lastly, we have a temple cleanup set for Sunday, December 18th after the service. So if you have time to spend to help clean the temple as we get it ready for New Year's, you know, it'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. And I just wanted to underscore, Mochitsuki is a really big deal for us. It's been so long. So if you haven't done it before, it's really fascinating, the various stages. They start at least as early as 6 a.m. steaming the rice. They have a big basin, a big tin basin in which they go ahead and heat the water so that the mallets can remain clean between pounding the rice. And those mallets don't compare, the little mallets I showed you don't compare to those mallets that they use for pounding rice. The head of the mallet is about 1.5 feet or 2 feet, and the pole that you're using to strike down is 5 or 6 feet. So it's pretty impressive, and hope you can join us for that. But finally, I also wanted to thank everyone for showing up today. I know that there'll be closing remarks in which our chair, Nancy Martinez, will be thanking other people, but I just wanted to thank her as well for today, making all of us feel so welcome. So thank you, Nancy, and thank you again for attending.
Thank you, Bill. Yukari's talk will be down in the conference room, I believe, today. And for Dharma School students, we're not doing anything really structured. We're going to just have some fun. So we're going to be down in room 7 and for our activity. I do want to thank Bill Teague for officiating today's service. Yukari Williams for setting up the Onaijin and for providing the adult Dharma discussion today. Noriko Kawai and Laverne Imoy for their presence today, joining us for the service. Brevin Honda, Mr. Media today, thank you. And let's see, is that everybody? And everybody here, thank you for being here today for today's service. We will just close with a meditation, silent meditation. Please put your hands together. Years ago, Asahara Saichi was once asked, "Where is the Buddha?" To which Saichi responded, "He is not home just now." Soon after he said that, the Nembutsu came out of his mouth, whereupon Saichi remarked, "Ah, the Buddha has just now come back home." That's Reverend Gibun Kimura. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Again, thank you for attending, and you're welcome to offer incense if you like.